Hey, my name is Doug Cuny, and today I'm going to show you how to make Matsoni yogurt. This yogurt is from the Caucasus Mountains, in between the Black Sea and the Caspian Sea, in what now is Russian Georgia. It's the same area that kefir comes from. Even though it's spelled M-A-T-S-O-N-I, it's pronounced Matsoni. Matsoni yogurt is mesophilic, which means that it cultures between 70 and 78 degrees. That means that you don't have to have a yogurt maker in order to produce it. It's also an heirloom variety yogurt, which means that you don't have to buy a starter every time you make it. You can use your old yogurt to culture your new yogurt. Now initially you will have to buy a starter. You'll have to buy a starter culture. I've had great luck with Cultures for Health. They've got every kind of resource you could possibly need, plus they have videos, and they ship quickly. So the address is right down here for you. Now when you receive your starter, it's going to come in two little packets like this. And the reason they send you two, the idea is that you can use one to start your yogurt, and then you can put the second one in the refrigerator and save it as an emergency backup. I'm not going to cover how to make your yogurt with the starter because Cultures for Health has got that on video, and they do a lot better job of it than I do. I'm going to show you how to do your maintenance and your daily yogurt making. What you do when you get your little packet here is you pour a cup of milk into a container, and then you put this in, stir it up real well with a wooden spoon. You cover it with some sort of cloth like a coffee filter or paper towel, that sort of thing. Secure it so that bugs can't get into it. You leave it for 12 to 18 hours, and then you've got your yogurt. And from then on, you can use that yogurt to start new yogurt. Now, Matsoni is really easy to care for and to make, but when I explain the process to some people, they make it more complicated than it has to be. So what I'm going to do is show you my process for making it. I like to always keep fresh yogurt in a little jelly jar like this, sealed up in the refrigerator, and I always put fresh in it when I make it. There's enough in this jar to make about 2 quarts, which is about the maximum you can make at one time. The yogurt will require 1 tablespoon of finished yogurt to 1 cup of milk or cream or whatever you're using in order to make yogurt. So that's why this will make about 2 quarts. Okay, let's say that I decide to make a cup of yogurt for tomorrow. I'm going to take my backup out of the refrigerator. I'm going to pour a cup of milk in here in a jar. I'm going to take a wooden spoon. I'm going to take approximately a tablespoon of my yogurt, and I'm going to stir it up real well. And it is a good idea actually to use a wooden spoon. Under certain circumstances, yogurt will react to stainless steel and that sort of thing. So, the backup yogurt can go back in the refrigerator, and I will take, in this case, a coffee filter, and I'll just take the ring of the lid, put it right on top of there to hold the coffee filter in place. Now, if you don't have coffee filters, use a paper towel, or if you don't have a paper towel, use a washcloth or a kitchen towel or something, but put something over it just to protect it from contaminants. And if you don't have this kind of lid, use a rubber band or a string to hold it in place. So after you've gotten that finished, then right now it's chilly, but it's going to warm up. So let it set for 12 to 18 hours and you'll have yogurt. If your house is very warm, then it might take only 12 hours. If it's really cool, let's say it's wintertime, your house is like 65, you'll have to kind of check it and see how it's coming along, but give it enough time and you'll have some great yogurt. Okay, now it's been about 18 hours and your yogurt is finished, and the way that you can tell that it's finished is by the body. If you take it and tip it, oh there you go. See, it will begin to pull away from the top. Without climbing up the... Now that's definitely well set. So, that's ready to either be consumed or put in the refrigerator. And if you're going to put it in the refrigerator, you can seal it up and toss it in the refrigerator. It'll slow down the fermentation. There's nothing worse than suddenly realizing that you've eaten all your yogurt and you don't have any more made. Now, if you've got the little packet, you can start another batch. But if you do it a second time, you're going to end up having to order starter again. So I always make sure that I put my backup away before I do anything with my yogurt that I've just made. So in this case, I'm going to take the little jar that I was showing you, and I'm going to eat some of this fresh yogurt right away. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to empty out this jar and then I'm going to take the yogurt that I just made, and I'll get another jar here, and I will put some of this fresh yogurt into my backup jar so that I know that it's done and I don't run myself short. Now, this will go in the refrigerator for my next batch, and I will take the fresh yogurt, add it to what I've got, go. And it's ready to eat. Now there's lots of things you can do with this. Now if you're like most Americans, you're going to want to put fruit or honey or something sweet in this. I really prefer it the way they like to consume it in the Middle East, with a savory blend, maybe a little bit of salt. As a matter of fact, one of my favorite summertime dishes of all is a Turkish yogurt and cucumber salad. And in order to make that, what you do is you get, probably a couple cups. This is about a cup here. And you take a cucumber and you peel it, you quarter it, you cut the seeds out, you chop it into bite-sized pieces. You put it in the bowl with your yogurt. You add a little salt to taste, maybe a touch of cayenne pepper, and then you add some dill weed and some dried mint. And if you have fresh garlic, crush a small garlic clove, mince it very fine and add that. Then stir it up, and you can put it in the refrigerator for a while to chill it. It's absolutely wonderful. Okay, now remember, your yogurt is only going to stay active in your refrigerator for about a week. Now, if you're making fresh yogurt every day, this isn't an issue. But if you're not making every day and you want to store it, you can keep it in the refrigerator for about a week. But after that, the culture is going to begin to die. So that's the reason that when I make fresh yogurt, I always use up what was in my backup jar, put fresh in it, and then put it in the refrigerator so that I have a healthy culture that will have a week's worth of life left in it. Now, one of the questions that people ask me all the time is, can I make yogurt with skim milk? Well, yeah, you can, but it sucks. I would recommend that you use whole milk, vitamin D milk that you get from the grocery store. One of the other questions I get is, can I use raw milk? Well, yes, you can. The problem with raw milk is that it has a culture of its own, and it's not always going to work effectively with the culture that you're using to make yogurt. So usually what they recommend is that you take your raw milk and you use a low temperature pasteurization, bring it up to a certain temperature to kill any culture that's in it, let it cool down, and then put your existing yogurt with it to make yogurt. Well, if you're going to do that, it's a lot cheaper and a lot easier to just pick up milk that has been pasteurized. I would caution you about using milk that's been high temperature, ultra pasteurized. That everything's dead in it. It's really not worth drinking. Also, there's some great variations you can make of Matsoni. A lot of people love the thick Greek yogurt, and essentially the only thing that manufacturers have done with that is to strain it in order to remove some of the liquid, which is the whey. If you do that, which entails taking what's called muslin cloth, unbleached, sometimes it's called butter cloth. You can get it at a fabric store, and get a yard of it or something, cut it into usable sizes, and then put your yogurt, put a bowl down, put the cloth in it, put the yogurt in it, take some kitchen string, tie it up into like a bag, hang it up over the bowl, and over a period of time the yogurt or the whey will drain out of the yogurt and it'll thicken up. Now if you do this, don't throw the whey away, because you can use it for a lot of things, but that's for another video. That will make you a Greek style yogurt. One of the other options that you can do that I really like is to use half and half. The yogurt that you get is richer and it's thicker, and a lot of people are concerned about the fat content, but I really am not, because I don't use any processed fat in my diet. I'm not so concerned about the fat as I am the carbohydrate level. So when I do make yogurt, I like to make it out of half and half. The carb level is lower and it's richer. Now the extreme to this is you can also make yogurt with heavy whipping cream, and it does get really thick and really rich. As a matter of fact, it's so rich it almost doesn't have the yogurt tang that I like to taste. But there's a lot of other things that you can do with that heavy cream yogurt, which I'll go into in another video. So I'd like to invite you to subscribe to my channel and share these videos with your friends. I'm Doug Cuny. Until next time, take care.